Hey there, travel enthusiasts. Welcome to our guide on the top 15 must-do activities in South Africa. You know, people always talk about going on safari in Africa, but sometimes they forget that South Africa is a whole vibe on its own. We're talking stunning coastlines, majestic mountains, vibrant cities, and of course, wildlife that'll make you question if you're watching National Geographic. Seriously, it's like the whole country went through a best of filter. From the bustling streets of Cape Town to the serene beauty of the garden route, South Africa is a country that truly has something for everyone. Whether you're an adrenaline junkie, a history buff, or just looking for some good old-fashioned relaxation, this country will leave you breathless. So buckle up, get ready for some adventure, because we're about to embark on a journey through the very best that South Africa has to offer. Let's go. All right, let's kick things off with an absolute icon, Table Mountain. Imagine this. You're in Cape Town, sipping on some rooibos tea, and bam! This massive flat-top mountain just dominates the skyline. Now, you can hike up if you're feeling ambitious, but let's be real. Who wants to climb a mountain when you can take a cable car with rotating floors? That's right, rotating floors. It's like a disco ball, but instead of flashing lights, you get panoramic views of the city, the ocean, and if you squint really hard, maybe even Antarctica. Okay, maybe not Antarctica, but you get the idea. Once you're at the top, it's like stepping onto another planet. You've got these incredible rock formations, these cute little dassies running around. And the views, don't even get me started on the views. It's the kind of place that makes you want to break into song or at least take a million selfies. So trust me on this one, a trip to South Africa without visiting Table Mountain is like, well, it's like forgetting to put biltong in your bobot. It just doesn't make sense, does it? Next up, we're heading into the wild, the real wild, with a safari in Kruger National Park. This place is basically Africa's greatest hits album, all in one place. We're talking lions, elephants, rhinos, leopards, buffaloes, the big five, baby. Now, forget those fancy zoos where the animals are basically just chilling in their pajamas. In Kruger, you're in their territory. You're driving around in these open-air jeeps, and the animals, they couldn't care less. You might be having your morning coffee and a pride of lions will just stroll by like it's nothing. And the best part, every game drive is different. One day you might see a cheetah chasing down a gazelle, the next day you might stumble upon a herd of elephants taking a midday mud bath. It's like reality TV, but with actual real-life drama. And trust me, you haven't lived until you've experienced the thrill of a lion roaring just a few feet away from your Jeep. So, pack your binoculars, your khaki shorts, and your sense of adventure. Because a safari in Kruger National Park is an experience you won't soon forget. Just remember, if you see a lion, maybe keep the window closed, yeah? Buckle up, folks. We're hitting one of the most scenic drives in the world. The Garden Route. Hundreds of kilometers of cliffs plunging into the ocean, lush forests and postcard-perfect beaches. Starting in Mossel Bay, where Portuguese explorers first landed, we pass through towns like Wilderness and Nature's Valley. Stop in Knysna for oysters and its lagoon, or Plettenberg Bay, the Saint-Tropez of South Africa. The Garden Route is all about taking your time and soaking it all in. It's a place to forget your worries and appreciate the beauty of everything. Okay, so maybe you're all natured out after that garden route adventure. You need some city vibes, some shopping, some food that isn't braaied over an open fire. We're heading to the V&A waterfront in Cape Town. First of all, the views are ridiculous. It's the kind of place where you can wander around for hours. But here's where it gets really good. The food. The V&A waterfront is a foodie's paradise. And if you're in the mood for some shopping, oh boy, are you in the right place. All right, folks, time to switch gears again. We're leaving the coast behind and heading inland to Stellenbosch, the Napa Valley of South Africa. Rolling vineyards, majestic mountains and charming towns. The main attraction here is the wine, known for its world-class Sauvignon Blanc and Pinotage. Visit vineyards, meet winemakers and sample deliciousness. But it's not just about wine, rich history and culture. Farm-to-table cuisine, paired with local wines. An experience you won't forget. All right, folks, after all that wine tasting and fancy waterfront strolls, it's time for a serious dose of history. And when I say serious, I mean serious. We're talking about Robben Island, the place where the South African government sent people they considered troublemakers. You see, for a long time, South Africa had this system called apartheid, which was basically a fancy way of saying, if you're not white, you don't have the same rights. And one of the people who really fought against that system was Nelson Mandela. Now, Mandela was a lawyer, a leader, and all-around tough cookie. The government, they didn't like that too much. So they sent him to Robben Island, hoping to silence him. But you know what? They underestimated the power of hope, because even though Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years, his spirit never broke. And today you can visit that very cell, see where he slept, where he worked, where he found the strength to keep fighting. Trust me, it's a humbling experience. It makes you realize the power of one person's voice, even in the face of incredible adversity. Okay, so maybe history lessons and emotional journeys aren't really your thing. Maybe you're more of a throw-me-off-a-bridge kind of person. Well, have I got the activity for you? Next up on our South African adventure, bungee jumping off the Bluequins Bridge. And let me tell you, this isn't just any bridge. We're talking about the world's highest commercial bridge bungee jump. That's right. People pay good money to plummet headfirst towards those rushing waters below. Now, I'm not saying I'd ever do it. I mean, I have a healthy fear of heights, and by healthy, I mean debilitating. But for those of you who enjoy a good adrenaline rush, this is apparently the way to do it. Imagine the wind whipping past your face, the ground getting closer and closer, the screams. Wait, are those screams of terror or excitement? Maybe a bit of both? Either way, bungee jumping from Bluequins Bridge is definitely an experience you won't forget. Just maybe don't eat a big breakfast beforehand. Just a thought. All right, after all that heart-stopping action, let's take it down a notch and head to the coast, specifically Durban's Golden Mile, a stretch of beachfront paradise that's basically what postcards are made of. We're talking golden sands, sparkling waters, and enough sunshine to power a small city. And the best part, you can do pretty much anything your heart desires. Feeling lazy, grab a spot on the beach, soak up those rays and work on your tan. Feeling adventurous, Durban's got you covered. Try your hand at surfing, jet skiing, or maybe even some parasailing. And when you've worked up an appetite, head to one of the many restaurants lining the promenade. Oh, and speaking of food, you have to try bunny chow. Now, before you get any ideas, no bunnies were harmed in the making of this dish. It's actually a hollowed-out loaf of bread filled with curry. Delicious, right? Only in South Africa, my friends. Only in South Africa. All right, folks, if you thought Table Mountain was impressive, wait till you hear about the Drakensberg Mountains. We're talking mountains so high, they make Table Mountain look like a coffee table. And the views? Let's just say they're more epic than a Game of Thrones battle scene. Now, for all you adrenaline junkies out there, the Drakensberg is a hiker's paradise. We're talking trails that wind through lush forests, past cascading waterfalls, and up to panoramic vistas that'll make you question if you've somehow teleported to another planet. Just make sure you pack your hiking boots and your sense of adventure. And speaking of adventure, legend has it that the Drakensberg is home to mystical creatures and ancient spirits. Now, I'm not saying you'll bump into a dragon on your hike, but hey, stranger things have happened, right? Besides, even without the mythical beasts, the Drakensberg is a truly magical place. Just remember to pack plenty of water, sunscreen, and snacks, because trust me, once you get up there and soak in those views, you're going to want to stay a while. And hey, if you do happen to snap a selfie with a dragon, be sure to tag me. Okay, folks, let's get real for a second. No trip to South Africa is complete without confronting its history, specifically the era of apartheid. And there's no better place to do that than the Apartheid Museum in Johannesburg. The Apartheid Museum isn't just a museum, it's an experience. It's a journey through time that tells the story of apartheid from its brutal beginnings to its eventual downfall. You'll see firsthand the impact of segregation, the struggle for equality, and the resilience of the human spirit. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, light can prevail. So if you're looking to understand South Africa on a deeper level, a visit to the Apartheid Museum is a must. All right, folks, let's trade in the sunshine for a bit and delve into the cool, mysterious depths of the Kango Caves. We're talking about a subterranean wonderland that's more impressive than a dragon's treasure hoard. Okay, maybe not that impressive, but it's pretty darn close. Imagine this. You're walking through a network of tunnels and chambers, surrounded by stalactites dripping from the ceiling like icy teeth and stalagmites rising from the ground like petrified giants. It's like stepping into a scene from Indiana Jones minus the booby traps, thankfully. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, caves. Sounds a bit claustrophobic. But trust me, the Kango Caves are anything but. They're massive, they're awe-inspiring, and they're guaranteed to make you feel like a kid again. Just try not to bump your head on any stalactites. And hey, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can even try the adventure tour. Don't worry, it's not as intense as it sounds. Well, maybe a little. Let's just say it involves some tight squeezes and a healthy dose of adrenaline. But hey, what's an adventure without a little bit of a challenge, right? All right, folks, we're heading to Hermanus, the whale-watching capital of, dare I say it, the world. I mean, you can practically set your watch to these majestic creatures. They love putting on a show here. From June to November, the southern right whales migrate to these waters to breed and calve. And let me tell you, these guys don't mess around. They'll be breaching, tail-slapping, spy-hopping. It's like SeaWorld, but without the guilt trip. And the best part, you can witness this spectacle right from the shore. Hermanus has these beautiful cliffside paths that offer prime viewing spots. So grab your binoculars, pack a picnic basket, and get ready for a whale of a time. Just, try not to get too close. We don't want a repeat of that guy who got swallowed whole. True story, allegedly, but seriously, Hermanus is more than just whales. It's a charming seaside town with great restaurants, art galleries, and a laid-back vibe. So, after you've had your fill of whale watching, be sure to explore all that Hermanus has to offer. Next up, we're taking you to the Blyde River Canyon, one of the largest canyons in the world. It's even more impressive in person, with towering cliffs, lush forests, and cascading waterfalls. The canyon boasts breathtaking viewpoints like God's Window and Bourke's Luck potholes. And don't miss the 3 rondables. It's also a hiker's paradise with trails for all fitness levels. Just watch out for baboons, they're notorious for stealing snacks. Pack your hiking boots and get ready to experience the awe-inspiring beauty of the Blyde River Canyon. All right, folks, we're heading to Soweto, and no, it's not just a neighborhood, it's a whole vibe. This is where the heart of the struggle against apartheid beats strong. You can feel it in the air, in the rhythm of the streets. First up, Vilakazi Street. This is the only street in the world that can boast 2 Nobel Peace Prize laureates as former residents, Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Talk about legendary neighbors. You can visit Mandela's former home, now a museum, and try to imagine what life was like during those turbulent times. But Soweto isn't stuck in the past. Oh no, it's a vibrant mix of history and modern life. You've got incredible street food, lively shebeens, that's local taverns for the uninitiated, and markets bursting with colourful crafts and clothing. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not try a bicycle tour? It's a fantastic way to experience the energy of Soweto, get up close and personal with the locals, and maybe even learn a few Zulu phrases. Just maybe brush up on your cycling skills first. Those potholes can be formidable. Now, after all that exploring and history, you're going to need some serious chill time. And for that, my friends, we're heading to the Wild Coast. Picture this: pristine beaches stretching as far as the eye can see, rugged cliffs plunging into the turquoise ocean, and not a single skyscraper in sight. This is South Africa, at its most raw and unspoiled. It's the kind of place where you can truly disconnect, breathe in the fresh sea air, and let the sound of the waves wash away all your worries. You might even forget what Wi-Fi even is. Okay, maybe not, but you'll definitely be tempted. The Wild Coast is all about embracing a slower pace of life. Spend your days swimming, sunbathing, or trying your hand at some surfing. If you're feeling adventurous, go for a hike along the coastline and discover hidden coves and waterfalls. And at night, well, let's just say the sunsets over the Indian Ocean are the kind of thing Instagram dreams are made of. It's enough to make you want to pack your bags and move to the Wild Coast permanently. I know I'm considering it. There you have it, my friends. 15 incredible experiences that'll leave you saying Nugiabonga, South Africa. From the majestic Table Mountain to the vibrant streets of Soweto, from thrilling safaris to tranquil beaches, this country truly has something for everyone. Whether you're an adrenaline junkie, a history buff, a foodie, or just someone who appreciates breathtaking scenery, South Africa will leave you in awe. And trust me, you'll be bragging about this trip to anyone who'll listen for years to come. Just try to play it cool, okay? So what are you waiting for? Go book that flight, pack your bags, and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel tips and shenanigans from yours truly. Until next time, stay curious, my friend.